my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is part 2 of this collections unboxing series. This next collection is one where I've been sort of trying to avoid buying really expensive books, to tell you the truth. But I still like to buy some cool books. And one of the things that I do is I notice that on heritage auctions, sometimes I'm almost baffled by it, where you'll see a book, it goes crazy, and then it's like the next item on their auction list is the same book, but it's mixed in with a bunch of other books. And those lots of books generally don't really fetch a high price. So I was like, oh, I might take advantage and try to pick up some of these lots of comics, these bundled books, because hey, why not, right? I might get a bunch of books that I need. So one of the titles that I was collecting is called Buzzy. It's not a high valued book title or anything. I think I paid $150 and I got, I think it's 30 books or 20 or 30 books in the lot. So it's this many books and these are all mostly Golden Age, some silver, but I just thought it was, why not? It's like, it works out to being like $3 or $4, $5 per book. Yeah, at that price, it's kind of worth it. So this is the first one, number 8, Buzzy number 8. And a lot of these Buzzies have good girl art. That's why I like them. And this one is like, sure, Pigeon Pie, I got my reservation for a car, one of the 1954 models. Now that's the funny thing is, like, when you hear that, you think, oh, he's got like this old car that he's getting. But this book is from like the 40s. So when he's saying 1954, he's actually saying that he's not going to get a car for another many years. So that's actually what's funny about this. It's like the context really makes a difference in terms of the joke. When we see that, we think, oh, 54, that's like 70 years ago. But he's saying it as if it's the future, which is just, I think it's really cool. So yeah. So the jalopy of tomorrow, here today. Okay. And so that was Buzzy number 8. Then we have Buzzy number 26. Number 26. Still Golden Age. And Buzzy was created by, it's a DC comic. And if you watch my previous episode, I was showing another title, a good girl art title from DC called, what was it called? I'm forgetting. What was the title? Oh, A Date with Judy. I was trying to remember the title. I'm blanking on the name of the title. But Buzzy is another one of these good girl art titles from DC. Marvel actually went more into good girl art than DC did. Marvel had like 20 some odd titles that were all good girl art related. But DC had only a handful. So yeah. Oh, Buzzy, isn't it a lovely night? Sigh. And she's like, it's like raining. They're both like, so in love that they don't notice that it's raining and thunderstorm and stuff like that. It's kind of cute. Okay. And then we got Buzzy number 32. But Buzzy, why didn't you call for help? Didn't you want me to save you? Oh, but Susie, why didn't you call for help? Didn't you want me to save you? And she wanted to get saved by the cute lifeguard. That's always cute. And then we got Buzzy number 37. And rehearsing for a school play, And he's trying to like say that they're kissing for practice, right? So yeah, that's kind of cute. And Another one where she's checking out the lifeguard. She seems to like lifeguards a lot. That's why I told my son, you know, if you're going to get a summer job, be a lifeguard because, you know, it's a good way to meet lots of girls. So yeah, but I think this is kind of cute. She dropped the sundae on his head, or the ice cream on his head. Actually, this one I already have. Some of these aren't bagged and boarded. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one I already have. I have a graded copy of this one. And it's like sort of one of those hot for teacher ones where it's like, oh, in love with his teacher. Okay. And we have Buzzy number, it's really thick. This one's thick. Buzzy number 47. Wow, it looks like I didn't have to worry about Wolfie cutting on me with you, Susie. He's got a beautiful chick. So she's like all upset. And we got a Buzzy number 50. What does this one say? If you don't know who it is, in 3 guesses, I'm going to kiss you. And she's like, Jack Frost, Superman, Santa Claus. She wants him to kiss her. So that's kind of cute. And then we have Buzzy number 51. I mean, these are all kind of low grade. A bit musty smelling too, actually. You can really smell, like if I could do smell-o-vision, you could, like these, you can really smell the old paper. But Susie, it's not crowded here. But it's not crowded here. See, look, he wants to go right next to these other pretty girls. I like these good girl art covers. Okay, now we get number 52. And they're dancing in front of all the mirrors. That reminds me, Buzzy, Popsy says we're seeing too much of each other. I guess they're seeing a lot of each other there. So that's kind of cute. And then we got Buzzy number 56. And he's literally walking on air. Oh, it's springtime. I feel like I'm walking on air, Susie. He's like, you know, I always like that about cartoons where the Roadrunner, he like runs off the cliff and then, or the coyote or whatever, they run off the cliff and then they look around and they're like in midair. But then once they realize that they're, oh, wait, I'm in midair. I should fall now. You know, gravity applies. Then they fall. But as long as they don't notice, then they're good. So that's what's going on here. It's kind of cute. Actually, the back is quite funny. Tootsie Roll ad. I loved Tootsie Rolls as a kid. Okay. And what number is this? Number 57. And Buzzy, do you prefer a girl with beauty or brains? Personally, I like a girl with a good head on my shoulders. Actually, that's a really good line. I gotta remember that one. So, a good head on my shoulders. That's cute. And Buzzy number 58. So it was a pretty good lot. I mean, a lot of these I don't have. The only one I had so far was that one with the teacher. And this one is Smile, Buzzy, Buzzy. And he's like getting sand thrown in his eyes. Like he's getting hit by an umbrella. He's having a bit of a bad time there. And then we have Buzzy number 59. This one's actually not in bad shape. So Jetto, the car of the future. And she's thinking, she's actually thinking just married, and he's thinking of racing with it. You know, how men and girls think very differently. And then we got a Thorn McAn shoe. Actually, pretty expensive shoes, like $7.95. That's pretty expensive. That's been a fancy shoe. Okay, and then we have Buzzy 61. You know, this is sort of like a typical gag. I see this gag also in Archie, where the father of the girl that they're interested in always is at the end of some mistake that the boyfriend does. You know, he always does something to upset the father. Save your breath, Mr. McGuff. Here's a better way to get the fire going. Isn't Buzzy clever, Popsy? It's like, and so it didn't go so well for the father there. And then we got, now I think that was the last pre-code, that's the last coded issue. And then we get, now it's number 65. We get into the code issues. The good thing about Good Girl and these kind of like humor books, the code really didn't impact them too much. A lot of other comics like the pre-code horror, all those kind of books, definitely got hurt by the code because they couldn't do the stuff that they were doing before. A lot of the romance and Good Girl kind of was unscathed by it. Now, would you like to see the movie, Susie? Terribly, I could hardly sit through it the third time. How did you like the movie, Susie? Terrible. I couldn't hardly sit through it the third time. So back in the day, I think that was, my father told me about this, that you could go into the movie, pay your 10 cents to go to the movie. It was really cheap back then. And you could watch the same movie over and over again. And they wouldn't kick you out. They would just let you watch, and you could leave when you're done. So you could watch the same movie several times over, which is kind of a cool concept. You'd go in like early on the day, and you could stay in the movie theater until you wanted to go home. So that's what she's kind of referring to there. They just spent a lot of time together. Okay, then we got Buzzy number 66. And what's he saying? Susie, did you have to throw your bus fare too? But Buzzy, it was such a big wish. He's like going after the money that they threw away. And we got Buzzy number 68. And they're trying to have a romantic thing, but then the father's like watching over them. There's nothing like these modern lamps, two-way lighting, and two-way looking. So they can't get away with anything. That's a cool one. And then the last one is Buzzy number 74. So yeah, what's this one say? I certainly enjoy having dinner here, Buzzy, but I don't like all the big stripes you make but don't all the big stripes make you dizzy? Gulp. It's not the big stripes, it's the big checks. He's dizzy from seeing the bill. So yeah, so that's it. So those are some Good Girl. I thought it was a pretty good lot though. Actually, I'll have to bag and board some of them, but I thought it was a pretty good lot. For basically $5 a book. I thought, can't go wrong. I was quite excited to win that one. So now I have a pretty good run of Buzzy. I actually have a few others already in my collection, but now these ones add to that collection. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye for now.